In fact, my portfolio became half during the COVID time.
Became half?
Half,
okay.
Yeah, became 50% less. I think this is 2020. Blindly picking up one strategy that worked for last year and assuming that or pretending that it's going to work for next year, that will not give them money.
How you use option to generate your regular income?
Somebody can become a better trader is to really understand what is happening in the environment and then try to adapt to the environment rather than
So we can follow the same strategy in stocks
also. As well. Absolutely.
Are you doing it, sir?
I do. Yeah.
How much return you generate by doing this strategy, sir?
This strategy is generally.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मैं विजय ठक्कर आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं हमारे एक नए मास्टर्स इन वन के पॉडकास्ट में। आज के पॉडकास्ट में जो हमारे गेस्ट है वो है रविंद्र जी। रविंद्र जी पहले एक चीफ टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफिसर थे और अभी वो रिटायर्ड हो गए हैं और अभी वो फुल टाइम स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्टमेंट और ट्रेडिंग करते हैं। और जब वो जॉब करते थे तब वो पार्ट टाइम करते थे। तो आज के वीडियो में रविंद्र जी ने अपनी पूरी जर्नी के बारे में बताया है कि कैसे उन्होंने स्टॉक मार्केट में अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट शुरू किया था, कैसे उनको डेरिवेटिव्स के बारे में पता चला और कैसे वो फाइनेंशियली फ्री होके रिटायर्ड हो गए हैं। और आज के पॉडकास्ट में है ना, रविंद्र जी ने अपना 2 मेथड हमारे साथ शेयर किया है। एक मेथड उन्होंने ये बताया कि कैसे वो ऑप्शन सेलिंग करके अपनी रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करते हैं और दूसरा उन्होंने ये मेथड बताया है कि कैसे वो ETF में इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं। अब यहाँ पे भी उन्होंने 2 तरीका बताया है कि ETF में इन्वेस्टमेंट करने का 2 तरीका होता है। एक होता है कि भाई आप ETF में मोमेंटम आता है तब आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो और आप अपना ETF का एक पोर्टफोलियो बनाते हो। और दूसरा तरीका उन्होंने ये बताया है कि वो स्ट्रैटेजी का पूरा उल्टा, जब ETF अंडर परफॉर्म करता है मतलब कॉन्ट्रा इन्वेस्टिंग करते हैं तो वो कैसे करते हैं उसके बारे में आज ये वीडियो में पूरा बताया है। अब आप लोगों को मैं कुछ चीजें पहले ही बोलना चाहता हूं। जैसे ये वीडियो है ना, एक तरीके से 70% पूरा इंग्लिश में है क्योंकि रविंद्र जी बैंगलोर से है, उन्हें हिंदी नहीं आती है। तो मैंने कंफर्टेबल रहने के लिए उन्हें बोला है कि भाई आप इंग्लिश में ही समझाना। बट देखो, अगर आप ट्रेडिंग करते हो या आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो तो जो टर्म्स उन्होंने यूज किए हैं यहाँ पे वो आप लोगों को ऑटोमेटिकली समझ जाएंगे। तो एक ट्रेडर और इन्वेस्टर को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा हिंदी या इंग्लिश हो ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझने के लिए। तो चलो अभी विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम हम लोग आज के हमारी ये पॉडकास्ट में जाते हैं और रविंद्र जी से ये समझते हैं कि कैसे वो ऑप्शंस को यूज करते हैं अपनी रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करने के लिए और कैसे वो ETF को यूज करते हैं अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए। चलिए जाते हैं आज के हमारे पॉडकास्ट में और ये समझते हैं। हाय, वेलकम रविंद्र सर, वेलकम टू अवर पॉडकास्ट सर।
Thank you so much, Vijay, and I obviously enjoyed the last one day obviously here, and thank you for being a great host.
थैंक यू सर। सो मैं आप लोगों को एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट दे देता हूँ कि मैं रविंद्र सर से कैसे मिला और आज हम लोग यहाँ पे जो पॉडकास्ट करने के लिए, या आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो कि सर कभी भी मैं अपने किसी भी पॉडकास्ट के लिए गेस्ट को बुलाता हूँ ना, तो इट इज़ नॉट लाइक कि मुझे पॉडकास्ट बनाना है। इट्स लाइक आई वॉन्ट टू लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम यू, दैट्स वाई यू आर हियर। सो सर का एक वीडियो मैंने देखा था 6-7 महीने पहले ऑन द ग्रो चैनल और वहाँ पे आपने कुछ स्टॉक मार्केट के बारे में या स्ट्रैटेजीज के बारे में नहीं बताया था, बट आई सॉ योर सिंप्लिसिटी। मतलब वो वीडियो में आपने जिस तरीके से बताया, देन आपका फैमिली भी बताया था, तो आई वाज लाइक यार मुझे ये पर्सन के साथ कांटेक्ट करना है एंड आई वांट टू लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम यू। तो उस दिन के बाद मैंने सर को ट्विटर पे फॉलो किया एंड देन आई डोंट नो कि साकेत आपको जानता है, ओके। तो फिर सर मुंबई आए थे साकेत के साथ एक बार, फिर हम लोग डिनर के लिए गए थे और वहाँ पे मैं सर से मिला एंड उसके बाद मैंने आपको बोला कि सर इफ़ यू हैव टाइम तो आप कभी हमारे साथ वीडियो बनाइए। सो मैं आप लोगों को ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ पता है, आप सोचोगे कि अरे विजय भाई ये क्या बता रहे हो, लेट्स कम टू द पॉइंट। आप क्योंकि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे चैनल पे जो भी पॉडकास्ट के लिए गेस्ट आते हैं, इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट कि बस हमको वीडियो बनाना है और हम बना रहे हैं वीडियो, ऐसा नहीं होता है। इट्स लाइक माय पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट सर। तो अगेन सर वेलकम टू यू एंड थैंक यू सर आपको आने के लिए। आप बैंगलोर से यहाँ पे आए, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा एंड आई फील वेरी ग्लैड। बहुत अच्छा लगता है मुझे जब मैं किसी को कांटेक्ट करता हूँ और मैंने ये बहुत बार बोला भी है, So thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you so much. I think the last meeting was great. We had a great dinner on the street side. I think
Yes,
that's what I
sir.
remembered. And Bangalore to here, yesterday when I landed, I think the traffic is very similar. So I'm not missing much. So that's a good news.
Correct.
All right, let's get on to the.
Okay. तो सर मैं आपके बारे में सिर्फ वो वीडियो में जो मैंने सुना है वो जानता हूँ, एंड आई थिंक आपने उसके अंदर सब कुछ बता दिया है. बट आज का जो वीडियो है ना, आज का जो ये हम बैठे हैं, तो आई वांट टू नो मोर अबाउट योर ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रैटेजी, एंड आई नो कि आप इन्वेस्टमेंट भी करते हो, राइट? तो हम लोग इसके बारे में तो सीखेंगे आपसे, एंड वो एक चीज़ मुझे ज़रूर आपसे सीखनी है. बट उससे पहले मुझे आपकी लाइफ के बारे में समझना है. लाइक मैं ये आप लोगों के ऊपर गेस करूंगा, आप सर की एज गेस करना. मेरे को तो उन्होंने बता दिया ऑफ द कैमरा. तो सर, मेरे से आप बड़े हो और आपने इतना सारा लाइफ में देखा है, तो आप यहाँ तक कैसे पहुंचे? आप पहले क्या करते थे और अभी आप कैसे अपनी लाइफ मूव ऑन कर रहे हो, उसके बारे में बताइए सर.
So I have born and brought up in mostly in Andhra Pradesh, middle class too. I'll not say lower middle class because dad used to work for public works department in AP state government. We used to move a lot of small cities, I would say small villages rather. So a lot of my education happened in the government schools, and then I did my engineering and then the MTech. The only good thing that I did in the school was I was always topping the school, and maths has been my most favorite subject.
Okay.
So I never imagined how maths can be used in the trading, because today we'll spend some time on how some of the things that we learned in the school days can be applied into the trading as well. So I'm the first trader or investor in my entire generation. Nobody so far, even today, nobody has invested into stock market. I think I do not know how I got the skill, but my initial introduction to stock market happened in 1991 when Harshad Mehta scam came. I was reading newspapers, what is the stock market, etc. So I learned a little bit, but then obviously there was no guidance that point of time, right? We do not have internet as well. But then when I got into my first job in 1998, I got selected through campus recruitment for TCS. So then I started learning a little bit, and I was working on a banking project, so happened to meet somebody from Contra Bank in Bangalore. So then out of curiosity, I asked how to invest in stock market. The person did not tell much. But then he said it's very risky and you need to do a lot of analysis, and it is not for the people like you. People should have a lot of finance background. Then I gave it up. But after 2 years, again 2000, the internet boom came, and then I started setting an internet, and that's where I got into stock market. My first investment happened in 2000 exactly. There used to be a broker called Equity Master. Now they are not there. Got closed.
Right. They have a website also.
Yeah, they still have a website, but then they started as a broker.
Right.
So, and then I started with them, and then it was a good journey. After that, I opened in ICICI Direct, and I have been doing investment from that time onwards. However, my strategic investment started from 2014. So 2014, because I was in the IT job, I traveled almost like 12 different countries. I was also worked in Australia, US, and Brazil. But then eventually 2005, I thought, okay, let me settle back in India. India, one of the biggest challenges, our salaries are little less compared to what you get from the Western countries or other countries, right? So, but even with that salary, how do we really make some good wealth creation in India? So that's what my thinking. But then I was looking at a lot of options. Earlier, I used to buy stocks, and then as soon as they reach 10%, 15%, I used to exit. I used to make some money, but then it is not a massive money. It's like 1 or 2 lakhs here and there, and I was not very happy. But 2014, I realized I need to do something which is a lot more strategic, and also I started thinking when I wanted to retire. Retirement is not for the not to have the job per se, but retirement is, I do look at more of a financial freedom.
Okay.
So 2014 when I started, I wanted to retire by 2025 December. Exactly, I wrote on my notebook or Excel sheet, and then I started planning how much money we need to retire.
Okay.
So that point of time, my calculation was approximately about 6 crores with a good lifestyle, and you should have one house, car, and some of the basic necessities are met. But If I have 6 crores, the good thing in India is even if you get about, let's say, 12%, 15% in a year, that's a good income for you. So we can definitely live
Good life, right?
luxurious life, but a lavish life. Yeah. So that was the calculation. But then I started also backtracking. If I have to reach 6 year, what I should do now, how much I need to invest, and then what should I do, right? So
Correct.
I think one thing that I wanted to really carry to the audience is there is always this dilemma around how much percentage of salary. This is mainly for the working professionals. We need to invest. There is always that dilemma.
Yeah,
people
वो हर
will
बार
give,
ऐसा होता है, right?
people will come in with 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. But then I wanted to really get rid of that equation. We want to get rid of that equation. Only there are only two options left. One is 0%, one is 100%. So I went with 100%. The idea there is whatever the salary that I get, could be 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, or 1.5 lakhs, whatever it is. Just put everything into stocks or mutual funds
Okay.
on the day one of the salary.
Then how you will run your house?
So what I did was about 6 months, whatever the corpus that is required to run the home, I kept that outside.
Okay.
So 6 months is approximately that point of time in Bangalore, about 80,000, 1 lakh, because we have a house already.
Okay.
So with that, even if you do the school fee and other calculations, so that is the major one. Approximately that will come to that much. Let's say 1 lakh. So 6 lakhs we should keep aside, and then the remaining money you pump into equities or
Investment,
the mutual funds. Because the reason is we never know when the momentum would come into stocks.
Correct.
Nobody knows.
Right.
So we can do approximate calculations, but then when the time comes, I do not want to be sitting outside.
Right.
But I think that strategy worked quite well. I think there were some booms I was able to really capture. Obviously, there are some booms during the 2014 onwards.
Right.
And then again, my stock selection, that point of time, there was no calculation. But that's how somehow I started. So, but then I think I really caught up very well on the COVID boom.
Okay.
So COVID boom, a lot of people said that I should invest in the real estate as soon as. In fact, my portfolio became half during the COVID time.
Became half.
Half,
Okay.
yeah, became 50% less. I think this is 2020. I think the February to April or.
So what was the value of portfolio?
So that point of time I had only one CR.
Okay, so your target was to make 6 crore by 2025.
But then.
But on 2020, you was having one point.
It's about 1.2, I think.
Okay.
1.2. It became
And
like
that
60,
become half in COVID.
60 lakhs or 50 lakhs around that. But then because I was pumping money as well, so but eventually there was a lot of growth happened after the COVID. So that's the journey. I think one important point that I missed, not an investment, but I did my IIM course back in 2013. Calcutta. So that's where I got introduced to derivatives.
Okay.
So derivatives as an instrument, I liked it. And also I found that the options, the person who did the options calculation, Black-Scholes model that we call it, they got the Nobel Prize. So just for the calculation, if they got the Nobel Prize, I thought there is something worth to really learn.
Right.
So my initial introduction of options started back in 2013. I spent about 4 months just to understand the strategies. I did not trade. I did not do a single trade. Just to understand the strategies. And that point of time, we do not have any tools like Sensible or Upstart, any of those tools we do not have. So my basic methodology was to go to Excel sheet, put across the payoff chart, and then see when the stock goes to some number, how the payoff chart would look like. I think that doing that manually helped me quite a bit. Now all the strategies I can imagine in the brain a lot more easily. It's not required for us to use any tools. Yeah, that's how I think that's an introduction of both the investment and then this one, the trading or the options. I also did quite a bit of mutual funds. Some of the mutual funds have been doing for years.
Okay.
That is also going on parallel. Even today, though I'm not in the full-time job, I do approximately about 5 to 6 lakhs each month as a SIP.
Oh, good sir. So what I liked in your journey ना सर, that आपने बोला कि बहुत सारे लोग ये बोलते हैं ना सोशल मीडिया पे कि अपने इनकम का 10%, 20% you have to invest. But what I like in you सर, आप ऐसा बोलते हो कि भाई अगर हमें साल में 6 लाख रुपए की ही जरूरत है तो हम हमारे जॉब में से जो 6 लाख रुपए थे उसको हटा दो साइड पे. एंड सपोज यू हैव अ सैलरी ऑफ 2 लाख रुपीस, तो आपने 6 लाख तो कर लिया यहाँ पे, बाकी का जो भी पैसा आता है you will invest full in mutual fund and equity.
Whatever
So
it is.
that is give you a good edge compared to other.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And I think in 2014 आपने जब full fledged में चालू किया तब एक bull run चालू हुआ था, and in 2020 also थोड़े बहुत bull run was in mid also, but the major journey started in stock market from 2014 to
That's right.
and 2020 also. So बहुत अच्छा लगा सर ये सुन के. एंड अगेन ऑफ द कैमरा मैं आपसे गाइडेंस लूंगा कि मेरा जो गोल है वहां तक मैं कैसे पहुंचूं उसके लिए भी. बट सर नाउ आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड, जैसे आपने बोला कि आप मैथमेटिक्स में बहुत अच्छे थे, एंड आई हैव नोटिस्ड वन थिंग, हमारे मार्केट में जितने भी मैं लोगों को जानता हूँ हु इज गुड इन ऑप्शन सेलिंग स्पेशली, दे आर एक्चुअली गुड, उनका मैथ्स बहुत अच्छा होता है. तो दिस इज अगेन वन मोर एग्जाम्पल वापस से मेरे पास ये आया कि जिसका मैथमेटिक्स अच्छा है ना वो ऑप्शन सेलिंग में बहुत अच्छा काम करता है. तो हम आपसे ऑप्शन सेलिंग के भी बारे में समझना चाहते हैं कि आप कैसे आपका ऑप्शन सेलिंग करके आपका रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करते हो. एंड मैं आपसे ये भी सीखना चाहूँगा कि 2014 में या 2020 में आपने जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट किए, लाइक हाउ यू सिलेक्ट म्यूचुअल फंड और हाउ यू बाय एनी स्टॉक, उसके बारे में भी मैं आपसे समझना चाहूँगा. तो सर आप जिससे शुरू करना चाहते हो आप शुरू करिए. आप पहले ऑप्शंस के बारे में बोलना चाहते हो या इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में बोलना चाहते हो, इट्स अप टू यू सर.
I will start with the options mainly because that gives a lot of excitement.
हाँ.
Because I also feel happy
हाँ.
when I do options trading. So
Okay.
there is a concept called flow. Flow is a concept where what happens. I mean, I do painting, for instance, right? So when you go deep into painting, you reach to a stage where it is timelessness, where you do not feel like time is actually moving. So when I generally try to build some strategies or start doing the options, I get into that stage. It's difficult to explain, but I do enjoy options. So let's start with the options.
Okay,
That way
sir.
It is easy.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Tell me.
All right. So I do multiple strategies, but I think today I'll spend on one basic idea where I think all of us can probably start doing as early as Monday.
Okay.
So most of my strategies, while they are based on the momentum or the neutral, but then one of the famous thing that I do is based on the probability models.
Okay.
So probability models, personally, I worked with a retailer for a very long time. So we used to do a lot of forecasting, what the sales would be for next week or after that week or whatever. But then what I realized was, even if you have a sophisticated models, it's very difficult to forecast. And generally in the world, right, anything that happens in the world, there are 6 phases, I would think. There is a simple way of doing the things. There is complex, there is complicated, there is chaotic. So stock market also really falls into one of these categories. When I say stock market, the regimes would change. Some days you would actually, even if you're a trader, right, you will realize that some days everything works in your favor. You have the stop losses, you have the, let's say, pivot points, moving averages. That's like a very simple pattern. You will also have a complex patterns where you believe something is happening, but you do not know why. So that is also one of the complexities or one of the way the stock market as a system would work. Sometimes the things will become very complicated. You will understand there is some bit of a relationship, but you do not know how it is actually happening.
Okay.
You would have seen, for instance, I think 2 weeks ago, there was absolute sell-off in commodities and US markets, Indian market. I think one Friday, everything got sold down. People start wondering why. So that actually, that's not complex, but it's very complicated because we do not know why it is. Sometimes it would be chaotic. I think all of us experienced when the Jane Street or any of these FIAs came, right? Nobody had any clue how the market is going to react. So now you look at all the 4 different things, right? You have the simple, complex, complicated, and the chaotic. So a lot of times the failure of the traders would happen when they try to imagine everything is simple.
Okay.
So, and then they try to put, let's say, whatever the environment, right? Let's say you go with super trend or the moving average, assuming that it's going to work. But that is actually meant for a very simplest possible stock market, which I think out of 100 days, maybe that will happen, maybe 10 days. That is one reason. A lot of times the people in the trading community, they lose money. That just because they do not know which strategy to apply for which kind of a system.
Okay.
So can we know the systems in advance? The answer is absolutely no. We will not know. We'll have to really go through the journey and then try to find what would work for them. There is one more misconception. If you probably learn a lot of better strategies or move, do algo or whatever, you will make money. But again, that is a misconception. The reason is stock markets are the derivatives as an instrument. It is built in such a way that only 10 to 15% people make money. That's all. Whatever we do, that's all. There is, even today we see that any industry, let's take movie industry, Bollywood is here.
Yeah.
So whatever the hard work that we do, only 5 to 10% movies would.
There is one book, 80-20 principle.
Pareto principle, right? That is how the world works.
Right.
So again, stock market being a very competitive one, and people beat each other quite well, right? So the percentage of success is going to be only less than 10%, whatever we do.
Right.
I think, but how somebody can become a better trader is to really understand what is happening in the environment and then try to adapt to the environment rather than blindly picking up one strategy that worked for last year and assuming that or pretending that it's going to work for next year. That will not give them money. We'll have to absolutely keep evolving. And if somebody doesn't want to spend that time, effort to understand what is happening in the market and then adapt themselves to the future. And for them, the derivatives is not the instrument.
Okay.
They shouldn't do it actually.
So, sir, how you use option to generate your regular income?
100%. So, I will actually quickly introduce to one little model that I use very regularly.
Okay.
Let me show with some examples. So this is one model that I widely use. Let me give some bit of a context.
Okay.
So this actually goes with the fundamental philosophy of everything in the nature. There is a upper limit and there is a lower limit. This also goes with some bit of a Pareto principle or some bit of a normal distribution. So when I say normal distribution, if we have, let's say, if you pick up 1,000 people, even in a city like Mumbai, you will find probably top 10%, 5% would be very richest people. A lot of people would fall into middle class, and then there will be some people in the lower to lower middle class.
Right.
And again, some city, things would change from area to area. Things might change. But I think overall that is what it is. Now, if you can apply the same principle to stock market, for instance, if you take Nifty. So the idea is how far Nifty can go up or down in a week.
Okay.
So will it be 5%? Will it be 4%? Will it be 3%? We do not know. So now how do we use this data? Before I get into the data, I'll explain. So for instance, let's say somebody wants to do a short triangle. In fact, whatever I'm going to say here is mostly on the selling, not on the buying. And it's very strategy based. Let's say somebody wants to do a short triangle. So now let's say every week, if they do 3% up, 3% down. So which means that let's say if Nifty is trading at about, let's say 2,000, 24,000, calculate 3% to 24,000, which is approximately about 600, 700 points. And then you calculate 3% down to this one. And then you take a short triangle and then obviously put some hedges and then leave it there.
Okay.
So now what would happen? The data says that this is going to be approximately 90% of the probability that the person would actually make money.
Okay.
Let me prove with the data. I might be wrong, but let me show. So what I did with the data that we have, this is not the weekly data. This is expiry to expiry data. And I think all of us know that the expiry got changed from September 3rd last year. So before that it used to be Thursday. Right now it is Tuesday. So let me quickly show what happens.
So how much time of data we have here?
We can put as many years as possible, but right now I had put about
7 weeks.
I had put from 2021. We can also, let's start with
2021. Okay.
2021, right? So
okay.
But before I go ahead with my data analysis, let me start with a little interesting story. This actually happened in the World War II.
Okay.
So in US, in the World War II, US got some aeroplanes and then they used to send to the opponent territory. And some aircraft they used to come back, some they never came back. So now imagine that, let's say some 500 aeroplanes went to the opponent's territory, maybe 200 came back, 300 never came back. Now US military want to do some analysis saying that, hey, what is happening? Why some are going, some are coming back, some are actually not coming back. So suppose if you analyze the aircrafts that are coming back and then make them stronger. So and that will actually give some analysis around where the opponent is actually shooting the aeroplane.
Correct.
And why they are disappearing and why they are not coming back. So then what they did was they got all the whatever their aircrafts they got back, which obviously survived. They did a mapping, if you can see in the picture, right? They did a mapping where the bullets were actually shot.
Okay, by the opponent.
By the opponent. And then as you can see, there are some bullets were shot here.
Majorly on the wings.
Now the analysis US military want to do is, actually our opponent is shooting the bullets here. Let's make these parts stronger so that aeroplane will become a lot more stronger.
Right.
But then that's not what the data says.
Okay.
So there is a statistician called Abraham Wald. What he said was, hey, this is all great story, but then we do not know what happened to the remaining 300 aircrafts. So we do not know where they were shot.
Right.
So there is a high probability that they were actually shot in the places where we do not see the bullets here. For example, here.
Okay, that's why they did not come
back. That's why they actually did not come back.
Right.
They never survived.
Right.
So now what happens is, as humans, we tend to see the data, whatever we can see.
Right.
But there's a lot of hidden data that we will never be able to see.
Correct.
So same concept we'll have to use for options as well.
Okay.
So options also, it's a lot of times we tend to say, for example, if you do with backtesting, right? Backtesting definitely gives how you will be successful, but it will never say how you will be failure.
Right.
So in the options also, the concept I built over the period of time. So we will always come with a hypothesis saying that this strategy would work. Now, as a trader, we also need to think, what if it doesn't work?
Okay.
So, and then if you make the strategy such a way that what if it doesn't work, you will not lose a lot of money. But if it works in your favor, you will make good money. I'll not say a lot of money, good money. So now, when a trader is taking care of the losses part, there are only two options left. Either they will make money or either they'll get to zero. Both, in my view, options world is really good. Even somebody doesn't go into losses, they're still in the 90%.
Right.
If they're able to get profits, they're above 90%. So they are still good to do. So now our strategy is ideally, not only ideally, our strategy should really focus on how do we not to get into losses.
Okay.
As I said, if you cover ourselves, we are good. It's like very similar to the traffic. When you're driving the car, right?
Right.
If you're not actually meeting with an accident,
correct,
then we will have a great journey.
Right.
We can go 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers or whatever. But our first priority is to how to avoid the accidents.
Okay.
So that is the concept that I strongly believe. So whatever I built over the last 4-5 years, most of my strategies are based on this. However, I also had tough days. I will not say that it was a smooth journey, right? So the tough days happened mainly because sometimes I do not follow the rules that I set. Sometimes what happens when you have, let's say, 10, 15 or even I had my longest streak almost like 22 days. So when you get 22 days of green streak, then you want to take some risk. Yeah. So that is one mindset that each trader has to build, and that is human. And I don't think any textbook or any algo will teach that, right? So we'll have to go through the journey. There is no way that even if I say to somebody, do not take risk, that doesn't happen, right? So somebody has to go through the journey. So for instance, as I said, the survival bias, right? So let's look at Nifty in the real world. So if somebody wants to take a 90% probability trade, so this is basically the data that you have for almost like close to 6 years approximately, or 5 years. So out of this, if you really carefully look at, right, so we have very few instances where the Nifty went above this particular percentage. This is basically...
Okay, this is percentage area. 0, 2, 4, 6 upside, and this is downside.
That's right.
-2, -4, -6.
That's right. So how do we read this, right? So
Right.
for instance, if you look at here, this is basically approximately 3%. This is also 3%.
3%.
So now what it says is, if somebody takes a triangle, which is 3% up, 3% down, the probability of they making money is all these dots, they'll make money.
Right.
So, but then we have few instances.
One dot is 1 day.
1 week.
1 week.
One
Okay.
week. In the expiry week.
Right.
Expiry week is generally, in the current world, it's Wednesday morning, whatever is the open, till the Tuesday, next Tuesday closing.
Okay.
So we have very few instances where that did not meet. If you take, let's say, last 269 occurrences, so about 14 times it actually fell down.
Okay.
And then 14 times it actually went up.
Right.
So very, very few scenarios.
Okay.
Suppose, let's say somebody says that, hey, I do not want to take so much risk. I want to see 95% probability.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's see how many times it will actually fall into within the...
Yeah, the upper band and the lower.
So now we have very less. It's 7 and then 7.
Oh.
Bottom 7 and then the top 7. That's all.
So by doing 4% range, our probability increased.
That's right.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. Probability of success would increase.
Right.
So now, as a trader, right? So as I said, if somebody is able to take this trade continuously for let's say 269 occurrences, they will only fail 14 times at 5.2%.
That's a good number.
Yeah. And the remaining times they will see the success.
Right.
So now the strategy should not end there. Let's say somebody doesn't want to really do both triangle. They just want to do a spread. So let's say if they take spread.
What is spread, sir?
Spread is basically you sell a call option. For example, let's say Nifty is trading at about 24,000 right now. You sell a call option, let's say 24,600.
Right.
And then you buy a call option at 24,800.
So you are selling a call, means you are bearish in the market. And then you are buying again a call to hedge the selling.
To hedge the... Yeah, I mean, I will correct that. I'm not necessarily bearish, but I'm actually...
But you mean to say that market will not go above certain level?
Go above that.
Yeah, got
So
it.
can it reach 24,600 stop there? If you're lucky, absolutely, why not?
Okay,
it would
right.
definitely happen.
So other than buying call, you are selling call because that premium will erode because of the time correction.
100%. Yeah.
So that is the more probability there. That's why you are selling call, not buying call.
That's it. If somebody, as I said, if somebody doesn't want to do triangles, for instance, they just want to do a bear call spread or bull put spread or whatever.
Okay.
So even if they take that each week, so the probability of success is approximately 97, 98%. You can actually see.
Oh.
The 7 is also goes up, right? So now 5.2% suddenly will become 2.5%, 2.6%. So these are all very easy strategies. Anybody can do it. And this is based on the probability and then the mathematics. There is no rocket science.
Okay.
So, and the same thing can be applied for instance, a monthly as well. Suppose if I change this to monthly expiry, let's see what would happen.
So, what is this platform? I have never seen this thing.
This is my own code I wrote last 5 years to.
Okay.
I mean, anybody with today emergence of, let's say, the AI, right?
Okay.
A lot of people can sit.
So you write this code for your data analytics.
My data analysis. For example, before I take any trade, I mean, right now, anyway, Nifty, I do not really check it because it's already there in the mind.
Okay.
But let's say tomorrow, if I have to take a trade on a stock, which I do not have the data ready-madely available, then I'll go and then come here.
So, sir, in monthly, there is a good probability.
Yeah. That's why this is the data that we see here, right?
So, tell me, what is this about the total outlier percentage? What does that mean?
So, for example, if you see here, right? So, as I said, monthly we are looking at approximately last 66 months.
Right.
And then the total outliers are only 4. 4 in the sense, if I again go back to the percentage, this is approximately about 8% or 7.5%.
Right.
Actually 6.91%.
Almost 7%.
Below is
6%.
6%.
5.7.
So, what this data says, If you do a monthly expiry, the probability of Nifty going below 5% or 6% and above 7%
is only 4 times.
Is only 4 times out
Okay.
of.
So the percentage is 6.1% is the range.
That's right.
And it is going above that range only 4 times in the 66 monthly expiry.
That's right.
That is what that data is saying.
Says, yeah, that's
right.
Here also same concept, right? So here also same. Let's say somebody doesn't want to do strangles. If they want to do bear call spread or the bull put spread, they can directly do, and then the probability tremendously would increase. So right now the success is, as I said, it's approximately about 6% means close to 94%, right? Correct. Now when they try to do, let's say, just to sell the call option, then the probability approximately will go to about 97%, 98%. Yeah. And then they need to do this continuously. Last, if you look at, right, we had this one outlier, which was March, which was because of the US-Iran conflict.
Correct.
But otherwise, after that, market actually have gone back to the band.
Okay. So the spread is basically we are making only one side position with the hedge.
That's right.
Okay. Got it, sir.
So, for instance, let's also increase this range instead of, let's say, 2021.
Okay, now we are increasing the past history.
Let's say
to the understanding that.
Yeah, let's see if it actually works.
Yeah,
that's very important, right? I'm sure in the COVID times there were some spikes. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, you can actually see that this is definitely the COVID time, which is 2020.
Again, sir, the result is almost same.
Very similar, yeah. Very similar. There is not much of a change.
Previously it was 6.1%. Now it is 5.8%.
That's right. Absolutely.
But now 138 monthly expiry we have.
That's right. So now I think the one very important point I want to bring, right? So for instance, our strategies should obviously based on the success here. But I think as a trader, we also need to look at what if there is
now I can. अभी मेरे को वो plane दिख रहा है सर. अभी ये जो dots है that all are bullets, but हम लोग वो नहीं देख रहे कि कहाँ पे dots नहीं लगे हैं.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now tell me, sir, how to understand that concept.
So right now, so these are all outliers, right? As I said, our strategies should also take care of the outliers.
Correct.
So because otherwise, making money in the
losing money in
it's straight away. There is no brainer, right? You simply do a spread or strangle or whatever. So now let's say if somebody is doing a strangle, for instance, I mean ideally they should have the hedges.
Okay.
So hedges and then let's say if the market
strangle means just I am understanding क्योंकि मुझे ज़्यादा options के बारे में नहीं पता है and यहाँ पे मैं ज़्यादा सीखने में interested हूँ because आप जो एक part कर रहे हो ना investment that already I am doing but I want to do this also so मैं आपसे आज पूरी तरीके से सीखना चाहता हूँ. तो strangle अभी आप बोल रहे थे right? तो जैसे हमें पता चला कि 6% का रेंज है तो अभी जहां पे मार्केट है वहां से ऊपर का कॉल बेच दिया नीचे का पुट बेच दिया राइट. दिस इज द स्ट्रैंगल बट इसके साथ साथ हमें हेज भी खरीदना है.
दैट्स
राइट. सो दैट व्हाट यू वांट टू से नाउ.
एब्सोल्युटली.
ओके. सो जनरली पीपल स्ट्रैंगल में सिर्फ यही करते हेज नहीं खरीदते.
समटाइम्स पीपल डू नॉट डू इट.
But what is the original strangle? They don't buy hedge, right?
So short strangle is there is no hedge.
Okay.
There is no hedge.
So it's a without hedge.
That's right.
So for example, if one leg will hit stop loss, तो वो दूसरा leg का पूरा premium मिल जाएगा. That is the main concept of the strangle. Or it will, दोनों का premium erode हो जाएगा. ये concept है?
100%. So right now, let's say, as I said, a short strangle is basically selling the call option and selling the put option at the same time. So now the market, if it stays between this range, right, it will automatically make money. Both will become zero and then it will make money. But I think if you take a scenario like March, which is very recent, right? So what would happen? Obviously, the call would have made money, zero. It would have become zero, but the put would have got into losses. So now, see, the thing is, the people would have made a lot of money in the previous occurrences, but then why to lose this money also?
Now हम लोग वो बात पे आते हैं जहाँ पे आप बोलते हो कि हमें बैकअप रखना चाहिए.
That's right.
जो कोई रखता नहीं है.
My request to all the traders is to not to do any naked strangles. When I say naked strangles, you would not want to just sell the call option put option without the hedges.
Okay.
So a lot of times hedges are meant for the margin. but I think in this scenarios, hedges can also be used for the protection.
Okay.
So that's a very important thing that traders has to do. Again, these strategies, they're not rocket science. They're very simple strategies with going with the data. Anybody can build those strategies. So this is one easy monthly expiry or weekly expiry. Anybody can do it. And these ranges, as you can see, right, they do not change drastically.
Correct.
That's the reason I wanted to, for example, let's say I did for the monthly, right? Let me change this to weekly, if you remember the previous.
Okay,
numbers.
so in monthly, approx 6% range is there.
Around 6%.
Right.
Around 6%. I also want to make one more very important point. It is generally on Nifty, it is profitable to do a bull put spread compared to bear call spread. If somebody wants to do it. The reason is markets as a nature, they tend to go up.
Right.
So eventually they will go up. There could be some drawbacks here and there.
Right.
But the advantage with this is the bull put spread, what happens when there is a fall, obviously we need to protect the bottom. That's where it is always a spread. Bull call spread also would work. But then the challenge is, as I said, the market naturally would go up, right? So instead of, if somebody wants to choose between these two, my personal choice is the bull put spread. If somebody wants to do strangles, again, there's a different thing altogether. Yeah. So I now changed to weekly. Let's see if you remember the previous numbers.
It was like 6.1%.
Let's go back to the previous numbers.
Right.
So it would be, yeah, it's actually even.
But now we have more expiry.
More expiry. That's right. So in fact, if you look at, right, this entire area, it did not move much. So it was very stagnated, right? So, and also you can see here, it's also very stagnated.
Okay. So sir, now tell me, वो चीज के बारे में जो कोई देखता नहीं है, जैसे आपने वो प्लेन के एग्जांपल में बताया कि हम वो डॉट्स को देख रहे हैं विच इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी, बट हम इसको बचा कैसे सकते हैं, मतलब जो कम टाइम लॉस हो रहा है उसको भी कैसे बचा सकते हैं?
That's what I said. So for strangles, it is important to put the hedge as much as closer you can, so that you will not get into unlimited losses. That is the one thing. So as I said, even if you put this model, right, there is always a possibility that you will lose some money. But then over a period of time, if you do the same strategy continuously, the probability of winning would be a lot more higher.
Okay.
And if somebody doesn't want to do the strangles, the second advice is to either get into bull put spread or the bear call spread, one of those. So in both the scenarios, there will not be unlimited losses. But the probability of success would be approximately about 96%, 97%.
Okay. So sir, suppose कोई स्प्रेड करता है, जैसे मंथली में 6% का रेंज है, तो हमने वो स्प्रेड कर लिया, तो जो ऊपर कॉल खरीदना है और नीचे पुट खरीदना है, वो क्या रेंज में होना चाहिए? मतलब इट इज लाइक वो 6% के रेंज में ही करना है? फॉर एग्जांपल, मार्केट इज नाउ 24,000 and 6% is like 25,440.
25,440.
Okay. तो सर 25,440 का कॉल खरीदा और वैसे ही 24,000 माइनस 640 जो भी पुट हमने बेचा, मतलब कॉल बेचा, पुट बेचा, बट अभी जो मुझे हेज लेना है वो वही प्राइस का लेना है, वही स्ट्राइक प्राइस का लेना है, या उससे और थोड़ा ऊपर जाना है?
Maybe another 300 points up, 300 points down.
Okay.
That way you will be able to protect in the worst case scenario.
Okay.
So again, that is basically if somebody doesn't want to take the risk. So even that the remaining 2-3% risk they wanted to avoid. When I say risk, I'm not talking about not getting into losses. That is very different.
So for basically, अगर आपको ₹1,00,000 का रिस्क हो रहा था, तो पुट लेने के बाद that will be come down to 50,000 or 60,000.
Agree, absolutely. So instead of getting into unlimited losses, we'll get into defined losses. That's
right.
So that is when I say defined loss, that is a risk management.
Correct.
So I think any strategy that we take, right, we will never have 100% success.
100%, sir, right?
Yeah. So now, as I said, let's say if we're aiming for, let's say, even 92% success, the idea is the remaining 8%, we should not get into unlimited losses.
Okay.
That's the...
Got it, sir.
So, I mean, this is one model that I use quite extensively. This got a lot of other details. So we did, for instance, let's say we can also get into you take any stock, right? So for instance, let's say, so we can do the same analysis for Reliance as well. If you go here, so Reliance also, suppose if you take, you want to get into 90% probability, you have very, very few scenarios where Reliance actually again came out of the upper band and then the lower band. So
we can follow the same strategy in stocks also.
As well, absolutely.
Are you doing it, sir?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So how much return you generate by doing this strategy, sir?
So these strategies generally gives about 2 to 3% or little more than that. Sometimes you get into 5-6% also. The reason I'll tell you. So generally, let's say start with a triangle, and then you take the case like US-Iran conflict, right? So you know that market is not going to come back. So now when you take a call option at about plus 6%, you know that it will not come there. So you slowly move that
move down
to maybe minus 3%, minus 4%, or even 0%. Right. So that way you will be able to make a little bit more money.
And you keep that original 6% to there only, or you close
the put position? Again depends. You can do adjustments here and there. Today I'm not going to cover the adjustment part, but generally if somebody doesn't want to do adjustments, this is the easiest one. And can we maximize the returns out of this? 100% yes. But then there got to be some bit of an involvement and then some bit of a thinking around what could happen in the market.
And sir, आप कितना time देते हो ये करने के लिए? You are a full day on the screen?
And I do spend substantial time. It's not
So for example, जैसे मैं करना चाहता हूँ ये strategy को follow, तो मैं screen time दिए बिना कर सकता हूँ इसको?
So there are two ways you can avoid the screen time.
Okay.
So one way is going as much as far you can and then do a fixed strategy. And then you are not much worried about what would happen to the market.
I will not do adjustment also.
You will not do anything. That is basically you sell a spread. I'll not say sell a spread. You execute a spread, either bull call spread and then you leave it there. That is the easiest one.
Okay.
And whatever happens, you are not worried. And then each Wednesday morning, you wake up and then execute at 9:15 or 9:30. Forget about it.
Even I do spread also then also.
Same thing. There is nothing that you need to do. So it will automatically give the money. That is the easiest one. The only thing is, as I said, if you do 100 times, maybe 3-4 times it will lose money, but it will not do substantially. It will lose maybe every week you are making, let's say 2% or 1%, even 1%. So let's say in a bad week, if you are losing even 3%, that is still okay. The reason is out of, let's say 100 weeks, you are losing 3 weeks, which are about 3%, which is about 9% overall, for instance. And then remaining 97%, you are making 1%.
Correct.
So even if you make 0.5%, still it is profitable.
Right.
So then what happens with this kind of strategies, there is no time that you need to spend. You will not be much worried what is happening in the world. So there is no rocket science there.
And for example, for one lot, if I want to sell call and if I want to sell put, because this is the main strategy.
That's it.
How much margin I need it?
I think Nifty, we need about 60 or 70,000. Not much. One lot I generally did not do, but I think it's around.
And by buying hedge, it will reduce the margin?
It will substantially reduce.
But actually, we are not buying the hedge because we want to reduce the margin. We are buying the hedge because we want to control the risk.
And then we do not want to monitor at all.
Right.
And we will do the same strategy for, let's say 100 times. Then automatically money comes.
Okay. So आप ये strategy, मतलब आप बहुत सारी strategy करते हो, but आप ये strategy भी regularly करते हो.
I do, yeah.
And आप इससे आपके portfolio को pledge करते हो. और आप वो portfolio के margin से इसको करते हो. But sir, this is like carry forward strategy. तो इसमें M2M के लिए तो आपको पैसा रखना पड़ेगा ना, because this is the rule now.
Yes, sir.
कि 50% margin it will come from your pledging and 50% you have to keep the cash. And additional M2M also.
Yeah.
So आप ऐसे ही करते हो, right?
So I have liquid funds. So that would take care. I think sometimes I have to pay interest because I do not want to put all the money into liquid funds.
Okay, so liquid fund we can pledge as a cash.
That's right. Yeah.
And stocks are pledged as a stocks.
That's right.
And from there we will get a margin, but we can use only 50% from the stock. And liquid fund, for example, whatever liquid fund we are buying, so that will consider as a cash pledge.
Equivalent, yeah, 100%.
Okay, sir. तो आपका ये बोलना है कि ये strategy run करके आप monthly almost 3% to you can maximize to 5-6% also.
Yeah, I think I would say 2% minimum, ideally.
Okay.
It will be definitely better than this, but I do not want to.
So sir, 2% is really good.
Really
now.
good,
If
yeah,
you
I agree.
if we consider 2% monthly, so it's like 24% yearly. And if we consider all the expense also, at least I will get 20% monthly extra from my portfolio, what actually I am holding right now.
100%, absolutely.
Okay. So this is just one strategy, but you do other strategies also.
I do a lot of other strategies as well, but this is the simplest and easiest one. And as I said, if somebody, this is like no involvement strategy, right? As I said, if it is a monthly expiry, wake up on the last Wednesday of the month and then just put this strategy and then revisit the strategy after again a month or so. But a weekly strategy, we'll have to look at every Wednesday and then redo the things, because anyway, the Nifty automatically they expire. There is nothing that we need to do.
Okay.
So this is the easiest one. So this can be applied for the stocks as well.
Right.
The stocks anyway we do not do the weekly expiries, but I do for the monthly expiries.
So you do this strategy on the stocks which you are holding, or आप जो hold नहीं करते उसके लिए भी करते हैं?
No. So the stocks that I'm holding, generally I do covered call.
Okay.
Covered call is basically when you have the one lot equivalent of stocks, you sell the call option. That is probably the easiest one. And there is also one more strategy that I do very regularly called the cash secured put.
Cash secured put. Okay.
So it's basically sell the put option, let's say 1 or 2 lots, and then if the stock breaches your number, you would take the delivery.
You take the delivery.
If it doesn't, then it's okay. These are all very peaceful strategies. There is not much of a brain that is required, and there's not much of an analysis that is required. The only thing that I do when it comes to covered call or the cash secured put, I do look at what range that stock could move. Depending on that, if you take, what happens, you were not forced to take the delivery. You will still make some money. So I'll give a very simple calculation, right? So for instance, let's say if you do 1 lot each on, let's say, all top 10 Nifty stocks, then they'll give, each stock might give 4,000, 5,000 in a month for selling a put option, which are like safest one. Now, somebody would argue 4,000 looks very, even if you do small, very small amount. But multiply 4 with 10 stocks, which is about 40,000. And then this is approximate number, right? And 40,000 multiplied by 12, that is about 4,80,000.
And this is for 1 lot.
1 lot only. And then there is no stress. If somebody is getting 4,80,000 without putting any effort, so why
Someone
not?
has a early salary, sir.
Yeah. 100%.
But how much capital we need to do this?
1 lot, it doesn't require too much of a capital. Again, I did not remember exactly, but it would be around 1 lakh capital.
1 lakh. And you are saying you have to sell only put.
Only put, that's all.
And if it will come to your price, you take delivery if you want.
100%, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. So sir, just this is one personal question. अगर आपको आंसर देना है तो आप दीजिए. आपका अभी पोर्टफोलियो साइज क्या है सर?
So right now my stocks and mutual fund comes to about 5.5 CR.
Okay.
And I do have some money like cash, which I do mainly for the, like, I keep that cash mainly for the cash secured put.
Okay.
I keep that as 2, it's actually 2 CR right now. So overall it is, you can say 7 CR. And out of 7 CR, as I said, 5 CR I am invested. And within that 5 CR, I also have the liquid funds and then the stocks as well. And the 2 CR, I kept like a cash. In case, let's say if I have to take a delivery, I have 2 options there. One option is I break the liquid fund and then convert that into money.
Right.
Or otherwise, because I have the hard cash with me, I keep on using that. So right now, even if I keep that cash outside, right, so they are generating some money. So that is how we will pay. So
with all this your capital, how much percentage return normally you generate by doing all these option strategies, sir?
So generally I aim for 2 to 3% for sure.
Okay.
And sometimes it will get into 7-8%. Sometimes I'll probably get into maybe 0.
Wow.
So it depends, and my ability to take risk also depends on how I have done in the first 1 or 2 weeks of the expiry month.
Okay.
If I do well, then I take little bit risk. If I do not do well, then I tend to play a little safe. But overall, as I said, my strategy is to not to lose the capital. So that's very important. And even if I do not make money, I'm absolutely fine. So the reason is we get some dividends here and there. We get some interest from the liquid funds. So the survival is not a problem at all. So that's the reason if I get into zero, I feel it's a good month. Anything above zero, great month.
Okay.
And if you are able to get into, let's say, about 2 to 3%, it's like exemplary. So that's how I.
Okay. So sir, now you are not doing. You are fully retired from the job and everything. Now you are not doing freelancing also or anything.
No. Okay, so I will. Yeah, retired. I think it's a big word, but I think I can tell now I'm working more. Though I do not have the corporate job, but still I wake up at about 4:30 in the morning and then work till 10 o'clock. So today I do enjoy doing a lot of coding. This is one program, but I like this. I probably would have written almost like 100 different programs.
Okay.
I enjoy coding, and then obviously I spend time with the family and other things. But keeping that aside, 9:15 to 3:30, I'm fully into this one. In fact, I start some analysis in the morning itself. So recently, because the evenings I'm getting a little bit time, I also started doing commodity trading. That is only last 3-4 months. That is going on very well as of now. So yeah, I think retirement probably only from the corporate life, but not from the active life. Yeah.
तो हम लोग ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि आप अभी किसी और के लिए काम करना बंद कर दिया है, खुद के लिए काम करते हैं.
100%.
ओके सर, तो अब तक आपने जो भी बताया वो आपका ऑप्शन रिलेटेड था, जिससे आप जनरली रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करते हो. बट अब मुझे सबसे ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट ये चीज पे है कि आपने जो आपकी वेल्थ क्रिएट की है आपकी सेविंग से, इक्विटी मार्केट में इन्वेस्टमेंट करके, वो आपने कैसे की है. मतलब आप स्टॉक्स इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे करते हो, आप कैसे उसमें एंट्री करते हो, कैसे एग्जिट करते हो, आपका ये सब कैसे चलता है. और समझो ये जो आप बता रहे हो ऑप्शन वाली चीज जो रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करने के लिए हम लोग कर रहे हैं, वो तो वो करेगा जिसके पास ऑलरेडी कुछ वेल्थ है और वो रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट करना चाहता है, या वो भी कर सकता है जिसके पास थोड़ा बहुत पैसा है, थोड़ा बहुत ऑप्शंस में सेलिंग करके. बट मेरा इंटेंशन ये है कि पहले मुझे एक अच्छी वेल्थ बनानी है और फिर जैसे आपका भी फ्यूचर है वैसे फ्यूचर तक मुझे जाना है. तो आप इक्विटी में कैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो?
So I had a very crude way of looking at the equities earlier because I did not have a lot of tools those days, right? So I used to put all my portfolio into money control at that point of time and then see how the portfolio is going. So one thing that I observed there is in money control app, you got to see how the stock is doing, let's say last 1 day, last 1 week, last 1 month, last 3 months, and 6 months and 12 months or whatever. So now we got 6 different variables.
1 day performance, 1 week performance, 1 month performance, 6 month performance,
3 months, 6 months,
3 months, 6 months, and 1 year performance.
Okay. So now that point of time, because I was also in a full-time job, the easiest way is to look at the stocks, some stocks randomly or some stocks with the watch list. Which stock is actually have more greens? For instance, let's say out of these six time frames, if a stock got, let's say, 4 greens, then I would think it's kind of a momentum is building. I'm not much worried it's 1 day or 1 week, but generally if you have 6 time frames and then 4 are really green, you go on and put the money. And then if there are only 2 greens, I will not put the money, and 2 to 4 I will put into watch list. So, and then if everything is going to red, I will obviously exit. But honestly, I'm not very good at exiting. Generally, most of the stocks that I buy, because I do some bit of a fundamental analysis and then try to invest into stocks which I believe they're going to grow. So, that is the reason some stocks I never exited so far. For example, let's say IRFC, CDSL, BSC. But I think the mistake of not exiting, that also added a value because some of the stocks went like multi-baggers that gave a lot of money. So, but then that was the strategy. So as I said, I'm not very good with the exit. But right now, when the market started falling down from 2024, I also started looking at what is the best ways to exit the stocks. So I think that eventually I learned over the period of time. But that was the very basic momentum strategy. So right now I built some more tools around it. But before I get into that, I will probably introduce very simplistic one, which I think anybody can go on and do as early as again next week. So this is basically is applied on ETFs. In fact, I myself put the money into this one every week. I started doing for last couple of weeks. The idea here is each Monday morning, I would go on and run this program and then understand what are the ETFs that are performing or not performing. So right now I'm doing a Contra ETF strategy, which means that when the ETF is not doing good, I will go on and put the money.
Okay.
So one might argue, is that the good strategy, bad strategy? I do not know. But right now I believe that is a good strategy, at least from the data perspective.
Okay.
So I will quickly explain what I do here, right? So suppose if I go to, let's say, trading view indicator, and I am in the 1 week window here.
Okay.
And then there is a, below you can see RSI.
Okay.
And these are all the only two things that we need. You can see RSI here. And then in RSI, what I did was I did...
okay, you changed the setting of RSI.
RSI length I had put 52 weeks, and then the
SMA.
You can actually put EMA as well. I think right or wrong. My program right now got the EMA.
Okay.
So it says 52. So one might argue, why 52, why not 40? Absolutely, they can put whatever the number.
What you are doing, that you are showing, but people can try.
People can try, absolutely. Again, these things, right? There is no right or wrong thing. Maybe 52 works for some weeks. After some time, maybe 100 might work. They'll have to keep experimenting on this. That's what I said starting of the conversation.
Correct.
As a trader investor, we can't really trust what happened 5 years ago, right? It's going to work tomorrow because we're all evolving as humans.
Correct.
So same thing with the stock market.
Okay.
So now, very simplistic strategy. Suppose somebody wants to do momentum. Whenever the RSI line is above the moving average, they will go and then buy the ETF.
Okay.
So whenever they wanted to do the Contra strategy, this is the place they would buy the ETF. So it is basically RSI is below the moving average.
So sir, if anyone following momentum, then he will buy when the RSI crossing moving average.
That's right.
And he will sell when RSI crossing down to moving average.
That's absolutely.
And if someone want to follow Contra, तो वो बाय करना तब शुरू करेगा जब RSI मूविंग एवरेज को डाउन साइड में क्रॉस कर रहा है, और वो सेल तब करेगा जब RSI will cross to moving average on the upper side.
So here I'm not talking about exit at all. I'm only talking about entry. The reason is these ETFs are all offered as a mutual funds, right?
Okay.
There is an exit load. So I do not want that to happen.
Okay.
So for instance, what are the ETFs that I buy? I would wait for 12 months.
Okay.
I would not exit immediately, even though they are actually getting into losses if I'm in the momentum. Same with Contra. Suppose in Contra, I bought some funds and then they are going up. I will not exit them. I'll wait for 12 months. A lot of times I do wait for 24 months as well, so that you will not really get into.
But तो सर फिर हम पैसे कैसे कमाएंगे?
So how do you earn money? Right? So
मतलब अगर मैं वो पोजीशन को होल्ड कर रहा हूँ, सपोज बिटवीन द 12 मंथ मुझे बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, तो मैं उसे एग्जिट ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ. सो व्हाट इज देन एग्जिट देन?
See, generally my philosophy is most of the stocks I do not exit. The reason is I do not need money from the stocks.
Correct.
So if I need some money anyway, I will exit whatever it is. So that is irrespective of the profits that I make. So in this strategy, I will not exit.
Okay.
You got it, right? So in this strategy, I will not exit. But if I need money,
you will exit.
I will exit anyway. I'll have to close the shop and then do it.
Okay.
But when you were talking about the strategy, we will not exit the strategy. That's all. We will not exit any stocks.
Okay.
This is a quick example of how these things would work. So I picked up 2019, but let's see, recent days we'll pick up 2023 and in the June 1st onwards.
Okay.
So we have a bunch of ETFs here. And what I'll do is, this is the same strategy. We got the 52 weeks RSI here. And then we have the, again, 52
moving
weeks
average.
moving average.
Exponential moving average.
And then I want to invest only into top 5 active ETFs that point of time.
Okay.
So here I have two ways to do that. As I said here earlier. So I have the momentum or I have the Contra.
Okay.
So momentum is basically whenever the RSI goes above the moving EMA, I would buy and then hold. I'm not talking about the exit strategy right now. I'll talk about the exit little later. And then let's say that week we have the active. For instance, if you go and then come here, it says for this week these are the active momentum ETFs in this week.
Okay.
And then I'll simply go and then execute these trades on Monday morning.
Okay.
Monday morning, whatever it is, whatever the time it is. Yeah. So this is one strategy where you would keep on. Let's say next week probably one of these things will go up and then one more might join back.
Okay. So this is the way the rebalance will happen.
So now let's say just for the example, right?
Okay, we will run this code again to the next week, same maybe on Saturday.
Agree. No, Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Let's say next week if I run, junior Bs might go off and then probably Nifty might join here.
Correct.
So that point of time, I will not exit junior Bs, but I will not invest into junior Bs. That's
right.
So now let's change the flip it a little bit and then see what happens. Right now I'm doing momentum. Let's say if I did the Contra.
Okay.
Now my returns have increased drastically. So it's basically what happens, right? So now I'm not actually buying.
Correct.
And when it is going up, I'm actually buying when it is falling down.
Right.
So, and then when it is falling down, I'm accumulating more ETFs. But eventually the essence is ETFs themselves get rebalanced automatically. So, for example, let's say if you have the Nifty 50, for instance, Nifty 50 gets rebalanced.
Right.
You will only get the best performing stocks there. Or even let's say if you take pharma, that gets rebalanced. So now because there is a rebalance already, and then eventually the sectors would automatically go up. But then would there be a sector would perpetually go down?
Like media.
Media right now probably IT is not doing quite good, right? So then those are all the calls that we need to take, and that is the reason we are not investing into one ETFs, right? So we are probably
ETF like we are making portfolio of ETFs.
At the end of the year, maybe we will put money into 10 to 15 different ETFs. Out of this 10 to 15, maybe 2-3 might still give us loss, but then the remaining 12 or 13 they will give profit. That is the concept. Now what you are doing is you are trying to buy when the ETF is at the lower price, and then assuming that it's going to really come back. As you can see with the data actually says that the Contra is working very well as of now.
Correct.
So this is one good way. I started doing this in last couple of weeks, and so far it's going on well. Maybe 1 or 2 years down the line, if we meet again, probably we'll see how the performance has.
Right.
The reason I also do not want to completely depend on the backtest. Backtest sometimes gives good results. Reality, it won't be, right? So, but then right now I started investing money exactly using the same concept.
Okay.
Each week I do approximately about 1 lakh. And then see how it goes. So let's see. After some time, when we catch up, we'll definitely understand how the portfolio.
So this method we can follow on equity stocks also.
100%, you can definitely follow.
But which stock we should follow? Because some stocks are, if we follow Contra strategy,
they may not come back.
Yeah,
right?
they may not come back.
We'll have to generally, if at all somebody has to do this strategy into the stocks, it got to be Nifty 100.
Okay.
So not below that, because below that what would happen? The stock or the company can become bankrupt.
Sometimes ऐसा भी होता है कि एक टाइम पे वो stock Nifty 100 का part था and now it is not part of 500 also.
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely possible. Yeah. Because I think
I feel this strategy will work more good in ETF.
The ETFs. The reason I think you are absolutely right. The reason is ETFs inherently get balanced.
Right.
Even if you do not observe, right? So automatically they get balanced. So background, somebody is working for you.
Right.
To make it a lot more attractive.
Make you right.
100%. So that's the reason ETFs are the mutual funds are the best choices.
Correct.
But not necessarily for the stocks.
Stocks.
As you said stocks, now I will spend some time on what are the best way to pick up the stocks right now, and then we will probably guide on that, right? Okay, so this is clear of the camera.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, sir, this back testing data is from 2023 January, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Can we go further, like in the past, like 2020 or 2019?
Sure, absolutely.
I just want to see कि long term में ये strategy ने क्या perform
I will do
किया है.
two things. One thing is I will actually, let's say, go as far as, let's say, 2000.
I think बहुत सारे ETF इतने पहले थे भी नहीं.
2019, let's start,
Right.
as you said, and then see how it goes, right? So we will see how the momentum
This is for Contra.
This is Contra.
Right.
Let's say this is momentum. Yeah, momentum gives about 23.
This is CAGR return, right?
CAGR.
And the drawdown is 40%. Yeah, the benchmark drawdown is
That's right.
86%.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then because that is also passed through the COVID
Yeah.
thing, right? So
And now this is Contra.
Contra is about 22.9 or
Okay.
whatever. Okay, let's come to something which is recent. Let's say 2024.
So for the long term, I think Contra and momentum has not
Similar, yeah.
not more difference.
Agree. I think that also, I think it's a great point, right? So in the long term, what happens? The mean reversion
It's
would
almost
automatically
same.
happens, right? So if I do the same thing in 2024,
So Contra is giving you almost 19%.
yeah, and let's see momentum. Yeah, momentum actually given more
Yeah.
compared to Contra.
So ये strategy is very interesting और इसमें मुझे क्या अच्छा लगा पता है सर, the drawdown is very low
That's right. Yeah, agree.
and the return is actually as good as compared to any good mutual fund,
Agree. 100%.
and the cost is also low here.
Very low. Yeah, agree.
Right.
And this doesn't require, as I said, too much of an analysis, right? Somebody.
And I don't think कि कोई भी ETF कभी delist होगा.
No,
Because-
ETFs will not
because
be delisted,
ETF,
yeah.
it is
Yeah,
ETF,
agree.
it is index.
As I said, somebody in the background working for us to
Right.
make the ETF successful. So
नहीं, but in this ETF background में बहुत लोग काम कर रहे हैं.
yeah,
Company promoter and mutual fund वाले भी.
agree.
है ना?
Agree.
So that is the good part in this ETF.
Agree.
Okay. आपको देख के मुझे ये लगता है कि आप इक्विटी से भी अच्छा रिटर्न जनरेट कर रहे हो एंड इवन यू आर यूजिंग दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट फॉर योर ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग
right.
और वहां से भी आप अच्छा रिटर्न जनरेट कर रहे हो, तो दैट इज वेरी गुड. बट सर एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है कि ये दोनों परसेंटेज मिला के आप जितने भी साल से काम कर रहे हो, व्हाट इज योर अप्रॉक्स CAGR कमिंग?
So until 2024, it's approximately about 40 to 40 around that. But then 2024, I had definitely some losses. But I think last year picked up again quite well. So
approx
overall,
40.
I think right now it's not 40. Right now I think it comes to about 26 or 27. I did not calculate this year. But I think this year has been quite good.
सो सर मैंने बहुत बार देखा है कि आपने ट्विटर पे बहुत बार अपना PNL पोस्ट भी किया है, वेरीफाइड PNL. सो क्या आप हमें अभी दिखा सकते हो कि आप ये सारी चीज करके या बहुत सारी चीज आप भी कर रहे हो, तो ये फाइनेंशियल ईयर में आपका स्टेटस क्या है?
Sure. So Twitter I stopped posting because of various reasons, and
Okay.
on a funnier note, a lot of people start asking money, so that's the reason I stopped. But I think I'll show, because this is commodity, and then I will also show
This is this year commodity.
this year commodity.
Almost
So
20.
I had, by the way, I had loss on Friday.
Okay.
The silver, but
But how much capital you have put for this
in
commodity?
this overall in this account there is approximately about 3 CR, I think.
Okay.
And this is the equity as of now.
This is future and option.
This is basically the stocks and indices, and then the previous one is
Okay. Commodity.
commodity. That's all.
So almost 50 lakh rupees
Around that.
this financial year.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
around that, yeah.
Nice. This is good return, sir.
About 16%, about approximately 5% per month. Yeah.
Right.
So this also I did a lot of mistakes. So a lot of mistakes are basically when I break the rules. I know that I should not, but then what happens when you, as I said, when you get a lot of positive days, right? So some days you want to take risk, but I think I also feel trading, otherwise it will become very boring. I'm not suggesting that you should not get into losses, but then if it is too predictable, right? You want to do some experiments. So those experiments, sometimes they work, sometimes they will not work.
Okay.
So I'm okay to experiment to some extent, to the extent of not getting into deep losses. But I think some experimentation gives us some more new clues on what we can do in future. So that way, I think I would take some of the losses as a more of an investment for the future. So, for instance, very recently I did a Contra trade on HCL when it fell down, but then the trade did not work well. HCL Tech, right? So during the results, it fell down by 10-8%. Again, my model said that it's going to recover. While I did the protection thing on the bottom, but then some point of time I had put a lot of money on the Contra. That gave me some good losses. But then the same strategy that I applied next month, it gave back pretty much all the losses.
Correct.
So I think these experiments are part of life, because if you try to not to do experiment, we do not know what the future is going to offer, right? So we'll not be able to really do anything. So that's all
Right, sir. Thank you for the full knowledgeable session. यहाँ पे आप एक चीज समझो, आप नीचे आके ऐसे मत कमेंट करना कि सर आपका ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म है उसका एक्सेस हमें कैसे मिलेगा, क्या मिलेगा, बिकॉज आई थिंक आप इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं हो ये प्लेटफॉर्म किसी को शेयर
right now I do not want to make it commercialized, but I think my view, these things can be built by anybody with the current AI and other things. So
right,
that's
तो बेसिकली मैं आपको ये बोलना चाहता हूँ, सर ने यहाँ पे अपना कॉन्सेप्ट, अपना आइडिया आपके साथ शेयर किया है कि सर कैसे पैसा बनाते हैं इक्विटी में इन्वेस्टमेंट करके, कैसे वो ऑप्शन से वो इक्विटी को प्लेज करके रेगुलर इनकम जनरेट कर रहे हैं। सर ने अपना एक आइडिया बताया है, और ये प्लेटफॉर्म, ये जो हमारा शो है ना, वो वहाँ पे हम यही दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि कैसे आप स्टॉक मार्केट में अलग अलग तरीके से पैसा कमा सकते हो। एंड दैट्स वाई सर ये पॉडकास्ट सीरीज का नाम है मास्टर्स इन वन, राइट? एंड बट आई थिंक आप मास्टर दोनों में हो, इक्विटी एंड ऑप्शंस में। ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू आपको, एंड आप सब लोगों को भी थैंक यू ये पॉडकास्ट देखने के लिए। अगर आप लोगों को पसंद आया है तो ये पॉडकास्ट आप लाइक कर सकते हो। आपके जो भी थॉट है आप नीचे कमेंट्स में बोल सकते हो। अगर आप सर को फॉलो करना चाहते हो ऑन ट्विटर, एंड सर आप यूट्यूब चैनल भी है, राइट?
But
you are not posting, right?
So
but you can follow on Twitter. वहाँ पे सर बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव है, तो आपको और आइडिया मिलेगा। बट सर बहुत ज्यादा टेकी है, तो आप पता नहीं चलेगा बहुत सारे टाइम क्या कर रहे हैं। बट आई विल से 100% मैं आपको बोलूँगा कि आप वो पर्सन कैसे अपनी चीज़ों को एग्जीक्यूट करता है वो देखने से ज़्यादा आप ये चीज़ को देखो कि उसके पीछे का माइंडसेट, उसका थॉट प्रोसेस क्या है। बिकॉज वो थॉट प्रोसेस और वो माइंडसेट से आप अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी बिल्ड कर सकते हो। और क्या पता, आज के वीडियो में मुझे तो बहुत सारे इंसाइट्स मिले हैं, आप मुझे बताओ आपको क्या इंसाइट्स मिले हैं और आप किस तरीके से अपनी ये चीज़ों को एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हो। सो वंस अगेन सर, थैंक यू आपको आने के लिए यहाँ पे, एंड थैंक यू आप सब लोगों को वीडियो देखने के लिए भी।
Thank you so much, Vijay. I enjoyed the conversation also. Obviously beautiful Mumbai, so far so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you sir, thank you.